Good evening, Africa. Compliments of the new season. That's what I've been told by my producers, that I know you've had Happy New Year's. But yes, it's a new year, 2020. So as this platform, this is African Football, welcome you back. Hoping that you had a wonderful festive season. We had one. We are looking fresh. We are looking ready to go to do what we love to do best, talking about the beautiful game on the African continent. We hope wherever you are, we're wishing you all the best in this new year. Talking about what is going to happen tonight on the show, it is the CAF Awards. The CAF Best 11, always controversial. Ghana Technical Team Overhaul and Chiefs celebrating their 5th year anniversary. The guys are here to make sure that they help me unpack all these mouth-watering talking points. Greg Itafia is here. Timothy Patabaire is here. Gentlemen, welcome to the show. I hope, Greg Itafia, you would have a better year. I know you are still active, getting stronger and stronger. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Mr. Leso. Happy New Year to our listeners. And I'm very humbled to be here today. Yeah. Mr. Tim, how's the New Year?
Compliments to the New Year. Yes, we are reconvening for the New Year, opening the show. Yes. Great topics to discuss about.
Yeah.
What a pleasure to start with the CAF Awards.
Yeah.
Yes, gentlemen, I think let's get right into it. Timothy and Greg Itafia looking at the CAF Awards. Yeah, again, you look at the winners on the night. One might say well-deserved. And before we actually unpack what transpired on that night, it is hashtag Frun Sports. We want to engage with you, our listeners, wherever you are. This is your show. When you talk about African football, this is the place to be because we say it as it is. We look at everything that is happening on the continent as far as this beautiful game is concerned. And you did witness, you at home, the CAF Awards as well. You know the winners. We want to know from you whether you agree with some of those that walked up winners, or maybe there were some omissions. Always the case that we might feel a little bit that there's somebody that was missing on that night when that ceremony took place. Let's get into it, gentlemen. Looking at I think the big one was the African Player of the Year. Of course, going in the side of Sadio Mane, beating the likes of Mo Salah, who had won it twice in a row. His teammate at Liverpool, Greg Itafia, as well as Riyad Mahrez. Those were the last 3 nominees. But at the end of the day, deservedly so. Would you agree? Sadio Mane walking up with the prize?
I mean, for me, we said it last year, with Sadio Mane in terms of the Ballon d'Or, he came 4th on that list, well-deserved, award for him. He has been coming up, runners up for a long time. My only disappointment is for the other 2 not to be in that stage, because you remember when Salah was winning it,
Sadio Mane was
always there, and you
Riyad
cannot.
Mahrez,
He was there, So, but this time now the 2 were absent there. That's the only disappointment. But in the brighter side, Mane has done a lot in terms of where he's coming from, in terms of his football generate for the last 2 years, in terms of Liverpool, in terms of the AFCON. I think he well deserved, and he deserved more. In the way he's going now, I think maybe for the next 2 years. For the whole African players now in Europe now, I think he is the most outstanding one right now.
Okay, let's hear the views of Tim, and I think I want to pose this question to Timothy as to what separated Sadio Mane from these 2. I think for me this is one of the closest race for that award. You look at the achievements of Riyad Mahrez, winning the AFCON 2019, helping Man City to win the league. Now you look at these 2, Sadio Mane, Mo Salah, winning the Champions League, but not winning the AFCON. And you look at Sadio Mane against Mo Salah. How do you separate the two? Who were almost in the same, they are teammates, of course.
Yeah.
So if you talk about this issue of we have to look at what your team did.
Yeah.
How do you separate the two? So these are the questions that I was pondering, and maybe you can help me unpack and maybe answer some of these maybe confusing part on my side.
I think at this moment in time, if you look at the contribution of Mo Salah and Sadio Mane, I think the club performance goes out of the window. And then we shall solely look at their national team contribution, national team captains. But we're looking at Sadio Mane reaching the finals of the AFCON and losing to Algeria.
Yeah.
I think that was the tipping point. That went into the favor of Sadio Mane.
That is,
in my opinion,
over Mo Salah.
Over Mo Salah.
Okay.
And now, when you bring in Mahrez, now, yes, wonderful performance. He didn't have so much a great season, and because he was being, having a few moments in the game, being introduced in Manchester City.
Yes.
Notwithstanding his contribution. But his contribution for the national team was great. With ending up with the ultimate prize, that's winning the AFCON. Second time for Algeria since 1982. So they broke the dunk. So his contribution was very close. For me, Sadio Mane is well deserving. If you look at his performances for Liverpool, as for me, I would have voted for him as the World Player of the Year. Ahead of Messi. For me,
no, Mr. Tim.
Because he won the Champions League.
Yeah.
He won the Champions League. They lost
Barcelona
to Manchester City by a point.
Yeah.
Yes, Messi won the league title.
Yeah, league title.
But they didn't win the Champions League. So over and above, if you look at his statistics, if you look at the goals that Mohamed Salah has scored in Liverpool, the assists are off money. At this moment in time. So for me, I would vote him. I would vote for him as the world player for the year.
Okay.
The funny part about that, the coaches vote and I mean captains too. In terms of this.
Because I want to understand.
Yeah, because
what would make them
because you see as a player,
an issue of as well, where people sympathetic to Sadio Mane.
No.
To say that look, he has been
close.
Coming on the podium.
Yeah.
Second, runners up, and this time around it was like given that it has to be him, no matter what.
Mr. Last, if you check out his contribution generally, in terms of you're talking about individually, in terms of him and Mo Salah, contribution wise in terms of Liverpool, off the ball, Mo Salah do a lot. And I say Mo Salah, Mane. He's doing a lot in terms of compared to Mo Salah.
How do you separate the two?
The separation of the two.
How do you separate Mo Salah and Sadio Mane?
There's 2 points for me. Scoring goals almost the same.
But
off the ball work rates. That's where you give money.
If you look at achievements,
both
of them were winners of the Golden Boot. They shared
it. Apart from Aubameyang,
they won the Champions League. They won the FIFA Club World Cup
together.
You look at Nations Cup. Yes, maybe.
Advantage for Mane.
Maybe Mane slightly. Went above.
Mo Salah.
Because he went to the
finals.
It was a difficult call, but I'm thinking this time that maybe
the only difference
people just thought that this time around. Let's also try to give Mo Salah.
That is out of the window.
It's not the case.
No, it's not the
case. I hope that's not the case.
That one is out of the case. For me, we're gonna look now to the assists because that's what is crucial. We're gonna look at the assists that Mo Salah is making to his
compared
club
to Sadio Mane,
to his national team compared to Sadio Mane, and I think that's where Sadio Mane takes the day.
Okay, I think it's a difficult one. You can let us know at home. It is #Frun Sports. What was going through the minds of the captains, the coaches? Were they sympathetic to Sadio Mane to say that hey, he's been going on that podium for 3 times now in a row without actually getting it? Maybe it's time now we should try to balance the equation. We always know the balancing part as Africans. We always know how to balance. But if you look at it, yes, you might say that slightly. Yes, Sadio Mane deservedly so, but it was a tightly contested race between the three. They've done well. Riyad Mahrez as well. captaining Algeria to the glory of winning the AFCON. Now coming to the ladies, the Women's African Player of the Year, none other than Asisati Oshwala. Was this obvious?
I mean, it's the fourth time, eh?
Was it obvious?
But
it's the fourth time that she's winning this award.
You know,
was this obvious?
You know, before Tiaf can
okay, you answered it one.
and because Asisat Oshoala is winning.
Yes.
It is interesting that she hardly received votes from the Nigerian voters, the technical team. Very interesting.
Wow.
So, us, the rest of Africa, appreciate her talent and contribution to women football, to football on the African continent, more than the Nigerians themselves.
Yes.
But
so are you going to celebrate
no,
victory?
But that I don't know. Let's correct me. Is it allowed for the captains in the same country to vote for your player? No, it's not. Yeah, it's not allowed.
You have to vote for a different.
Yeah, that's why you see the Nigeria can vote.
No, you have the technical committee member.
No, in terms of the coach,
the CAF technical team,
the head coach and the captain, they're the one voting. You have to vote for the other side. So with that notwithstanding, don't put that in Nigeria.
No.
4 times. No.
Okay, no. Besides that, Nigerians voting for Oshwala.
Yeah.
But looking at it, was she an obvious choice? Did she have any competition? Looking at Tembi Katlana.
That's where I'm going to now.
Yes,
because that was a close race between. She and Tembita, what's it called?
Tembi Katlana.
The
Banyana player.
Yeah, so
and
that
the Cameroon player as well.
Yeah. So I think there's a closer, but with her playing for Barcelona and with a lot of goals she's scoring the club side and the way Barcelona, apart from Lyon, the Lyon that beat them in the finals, I think she has done well for herself in terms of the national team of Nigeria and her club side. I think for the 4th time now, well deserved.
Well deserved there. And Timothy, your thoughts on Asisati? I mean, she's been formidable. She's a great player. I can tell you, yes, last year, I mean, her consistency of winning it was a bit upset when Tembi Katlana, won it.
Yeah.
A great player as well.
Yeah.
But I think wouldn't doubt if you look at what she has been and how where she's playing even now, the kind of player. I mean, goes for her.
Yeah.
She's very. She's a good striker. If you look at the way she scores those goals.
She has contributed immensely to the Super Falcons.
Yeah.
We take nothing away from that. She is top scorer in Ghana. Scored so many goals for Super Falcons. They have won the AFCON Women's African Cup of Nations. You can't take nothing away from that.
Yeah.
So if you are going to look at the best player, you have to look at the return of the player's contribution.
Yeah.
So the medals are there for her to show where she's playing. Look, take nothing away. Yes, she went to Barcelona, from Arsenal ladies. She's on loan into Barcelona. Her contribution is immensely. They are a great representative of African football. I think she has ever been present for the Super Falcons.
Yeah.
I think she's well deserving.
I don't think there can be any questions there if you look at what this remarkable striker coming from Nigeria, Asisat, we've seen really being introduced at an early age on the global stage, and she continues to shine, helping Nigeria win the AFCON, the Super Falcons, qualifying for the World Cup. Definitely, I think well deservedly. But again, you look at Tembi Katlana as well. Yes, she's also done very well playing in China. So tell us your thoughts on the ladies as to, were you happy? Is there anybody that maybe you think could have beaten the likes of Oshwala? Young player of the year, gentlemen, Ashraf Hakimi Chukwueze was in the mix there.
Yeah.
And comparing him to Ashraf, two Nigerians, isn't it, that were fighting against him?
Osemwa too.
Yes. So if you look at it, again, any queries there regarding the eventual winner?
Now, for me, I don't have any argument in that because
Yes.
I mean, Hassan Hakim really deserve it. Playing for Dortmund, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Left wing back, play left back, left
Yes.
wing. I mean, he has done so well. Done so well. I just think he really deserve it. Okay, it's unlucky for the other two Nigerians. I think they still stand a lot of good chance in terms of the next award. Depends if they're still doing well in their team and the national team. So for me, there's no argument there. I think Hakim deserve that award.
Tim, looking at Ashraf Hakimi of Morocco playing for Dortmund, what is it that made him to be the best young player on the continent?
Look, congratulations are in order for all the three nominees.
Yes.
Wonderful talent, and we hope that in future we shall be seeing them more often.
Yes.
If you look at Kimi, at his age, and if you look at the way he's going about his business on the left wing, he's telling. So it's not surprising that, yes, Morocco didn't go very far, but you could see his contribution for the national team, a well-valued member of the national team, even at his age. If you look at Borussia Dortmund now, how they are playing and how he's performing, I think he's well deserving to be one of the prospect young players for the African continent.
Definitely, he's only 21. Hakim on loan at Borussia Dortmund from Real Madrid.
Yeah.
We all know him. Again, yes, doing very, very, very well. Saying that I'm just reading here, the fastest man to play in the Bundesliga since records began. Is the top scoring defender. Yeah, wing back.
Wing back,
He can defend, he can go forward. Maybe unable to help his country progress further. Looking at their performances at the AFCON 21. Coach of the year, again, looks like it's an obvious one. Jamel Belmadi.
Jamel, I mean,
We didn't know a
much
lot
about
him.
yeah.
But that Algerian side, my goodness, it just impressed the whole of the continent, the whole world actually.
Mr. Lasso, if you see that
relatively young coach.
Yeah, very young coach and a local coach for that matter, I think, I just feel like, if you watch that Algerian team in the AFCON, you really know that there's a lot of work that going into that team in terms of their structure-wise, in terms of the way they press, tactically disciplined, have good technique players, Generally, from back to front, they're just so good, and credit must go to the coach because any good team in any country or any club side, we're talking about country now, you have to give credit to the coach, not only him, the technical team generally, because I think they have done so well. I mean, well deserved. There's no argument about that because Algeria winning the AFCON, I mean, for the first time for 24 country, I mean, well deserved, and he deserved that award.
Deservedly so. Team looking at other names that were on the head, and maybe his closest rival there in terms of the competition was Aliou Cissé of Senegal. Does it become obvious as to the winners of AFCON in that year where there was a tournament of that magnitude? It kind of picks itself as to who becomes the coach of the year, isn't it?
You may think so.
Yeah, can there be a case against the winner of AFCON?
Yeah, there can be a case when it comes to the issue of the World Cup. Cisse was at the World Cup, and you can have that argument. But if you
World Cup was 2018. I'm saying now we're 2019.
Yeah.
Maybe you can look at, okay, let's for argument's sake, I think it's the Esperance coach.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is one back-to-back
Champions
For the
Champions
Champions
League.
League, yeah.
So if you look at it now, winning the CAF Champions League and winning the AFCON 2019, which one is the toughest?
No, the toughest is the AFCON.
Is the AFCON,
It's the ultimate. It's the ultimate trophy.
So that's what I'm saying, that
with the club you have got the cream of the players all over the world that you can bring into your squad, and you make a wonderful squad to perform.
Yeah.
With the World Cup, you have to use the ready-made material that you have to yourself in your country. But I think, over and above, I think if you look at the motivation of Jamel Belmadi coming onto, this is a coach earmarked to try and revolutionize this Algerian team, a team that is coming on the backbone of trying to to unite the country after the revolution. A coach that was earpicked, I think, was from Qatar, one of his clubs that was coming from, to come and take over the national team, to try and get these players to believe in themselves that they can indeed win the AFCON. And if you look at how they played and went about their business, they were the silent team. People took notice of them towards the the quarterfinals. That's when people started recognizing that, wait a minute, Algeria can take this.
No, just say when they play against Nigeria. When they play against Super Eagles, that's where people take notice against them. When they beat Super Eagles,
that's when you took notice.
No, that's where people.
So for me, is one coach. Remember, it's one of the our own Algerian national winning the AFCON. I think he molded his team on the basis that they can play well. They did play very well, and they have maintained him. For me, I'm interested to see what they're going to do for these AFCON qualifiers and the World Cup qualifiers, because they surely have built a wonderful team that doesn't need changing.
Talking about that, I think they're already on fire. They will put 5 past the Chipolopolo of Zambia in the qualifiers of AFCON 2021. Tell us your thoughts. It is hashtag Frun Sports. We really would want to engage us here. The guys are here. You might want to pose some questions. You might need clarity. You might want to know our thoughts on certain topics that maybe you might be pondering about. But yes, I think on this night, some of these winners really deservedly. So like I posed the question to Tim to say that if you look at in the year that there is the AFCON, definitely it becomes easy to pick some of these winners that would have done well in these major tournaments. Same as if there's a year of the World Cup, it becomes so easy to pick up the kind of player. Now we go on to the other category, the coach now. On the women's side, the coach of the year, gentlemen, it went to Desiree Ellis.
Well deserved. No. Well deserved.
Why?
Because I think if I'm not mistaken, South Africa was in the finals, or
you beat them.
Super
Falcons beat them.
So I think for her, she came close. Twice, or if I'm not mistaken, twice in that category. Well deserved.
No,
actually, she's the first. She's the first because the CAF Women CAF Coach of the Year was introduced in 2018. And she was the first. Winning it back to back. She joins that exclusive class of both men and women. There are only 2 coaches. The late Metsu, the coach of Bruno Metsu of Senegal, who mesmerized people in 2002 for the World Cup. And Desiree Eri, they are the only ones who have won the trophy back to back. So for me, that's a remarkable achievement. Desiree Ari made a great contribution qualifying Banyana for the first time on the World Cup. For the World Cup.
No, but you can't count that World Cup because winning, they never did well. The whole African team never did well in that World Cup.
We're talking about the qualifying. Because remember, it had eluded them for a long time. But now they managed to qualify for the World Cup, and then she has been able to defend COSAFA women's tournament 3 times in a row. I think there is no any better coach. Yes, you could think the Super Falcon coach, she could feel like, and then we have got also the mention of the Cameroon coach. The Cameroon coach also making a maiden appearance in the World Cup. But it never went to the finals of the Women's African Cup of Nations. So Desiree Ari, I think she's deserving to be crowned for this.
She's made a record. She's the only one who has won it. 2018 it was introduced. That is this category of the women's coach.
And if you see the way South African female team played, you can really understand that she has contributed a lot. And when the reflection of a coach goes to with the team too, and if you see the way they play, and they have been the best in Southern region. They are the best. We just need them now in terms of them, Nigeria, Cameroon going to the World Cup and really stamp the authority there.
I think for me, what stands out from Desiree Ellis. Also look at the number of players from Banyana who are now plying their trade overseas, in Europe, overseas. I think it tells a lot about her contribution, the impact. The likes of Refilwe Jane playing in Europe now, Tembika Tlana, playing in China. And again, you look at what she's done when it comes to COSAFA. I think this as well, it's a vote of confidence. It's acknowledging this regional tournament, the COSAFA, that these regional tournaments have to be taken seriously, especially in women's football team.
It's true.
Because Banyana has really taken regional football very, very seriously, and has helped them to be where they are.
We have had a chance to be very close, to this Banyana team in the COSAFA tournament when we were doing some broadcasting with them.
Yes.
But you can understand the camaraderie, the way they play, the way they go about their business. If you look at their training sessions, how they, this is a team. Let's not even fail to make mention of the SAFA as the federation that has given Desiree the platform to try and make sure that she expresses what she knows and passes it into these young ladies. SAFA going ahead to starting the women's league. This is all in facilitation of the growth of this team. Then the COSAFA region bankrolling the COSAFA tournament, the women COSAFA tournament. Every year, I think that gives credence to their resilience, and I think they have given the Super Falcons a run for their money. I think they really played well, and I think they're a team to watch under the leadership of Safa with the technical ability of Desiree.
Well, deservedly, she's done well. Desiree Ellis, at one stage, she was here on this platform, really sharing her football brand with you, our listeners. Talking about you, it is #Frun Sports. Tell us your thoughts on this spectacular, glamorous award evening where we saw a number of, the top of African football really being recognized and rewarded for their efforts on the pitch and off it as well. We're going to talk about that. But talking about the awards, we still continue. There is another category, gentlemen, that we need to discuss, introduced for the very first time, because another category, they had to do away with it, of that one of African Player of the Year based on Africa. Now we have a little bit sugar-coated a bit, and we've said now we are talking about the African Interclub Player of the Year, and it went to none other than Youssef Belaili. I love this player. I enjoy watching this Algerian winger. Played for Esperance. Played for, now I think is it Al Jeddah. You know what? I love this player. Tim, tell us about Belaili. He contributed immensely to make sure that Algeria wins this trophy. We saw him, not only Algeria, Esperance. He was there, making sure that they win those back-to-back CAF Champions League title. What a player.
It's not surprising that you love him. A former midfielder. No, Yusuf is a player to watch. I think his choice of a club current where he is, I wouldn't love him to be there.
Or you'd have wanted him to be in Europe?
To be in Europe.
Okay.
But when such an opportunity comes, you take it, and then later on something happens. But this... If you're looking at a player who can give you everything, when it comes to, he has got the desire to win, and he has got the desire to show the natural talent.
Yes.
And his display on the field of play is a marvel to watch. I'm not surprising. I think this, for me, we have been discussing the CAF Awards. I would love to mention that the technical teams that made choices and voted, they voted wisely. I think we have no qualms for whoever who has been chosen to represent or to take the crown as an African.
They must learn from us, those that are doing the Ballon d'Or and all those things. They must learn from the Africans, no controversies. But here's a player, Greg Itafia, who formed really a formidable combination with the likes of Boneja, Riyad Mahrez, the top three there, leading the front line. We saw him in the qualifiers already for 2021. If you can recall, the player who scored from a corner kick against Botswana, it was him, the very same player that we're talking about. So he's just continued doing so well with his team Esperance, helping them, really wearing that Algerian jersey with pride, helping them to win the AFCON. And even now he continues in the qualifiers.
I just feel he's one great player. He's gonna go far, you know. I mean,
Yes.
teams in Europe will be knocking at Esperance door now to
Maybe he's
purchase
going for the
him.
top dollar
Yeah,
there in
yeah.
the Middle East. Decided not to go.
Yeah, I feel so,
He's a
but
player who could easily play in Europe.
but
definitely, I mean,
Easily,
definitely.
easily. But you know,
Belaili couldn't play in Europe easily.
The good thing about him, if you talk about the Algerian team, we're talking about their midfield.
Yes.
That's where they were thick, you know, to play against Super Eagles. You know the story, and they outburst us there. They played very well.
You love how the Algerians.
No, I when the free kick
The
they
way
got,
that-
the one
yes.
Mahrez score, he was the one.
Goal of the,
yeah.
Goal of, it was awarded goal of the year, of course.
So I just feel like, you know, he's one player that he, you know, as a player, you always want to learn more. I think he's gonna grow more. You know, for now he has achieved a lot in terms of experience and the national team.
Yeah.
You know, winning the Champions League in African soil it's not an easy task. You know your journey in terms of playing in Congo, playing in Nigeria, coming to South Africa, and they won back to back, and with the AFCON on top of it. I just feel it well deserved, and it's one player that will go places.
He will go places. I can tell you, Youssef Belaili, really, you would enjoy this player. Mesmerizing defenses. Really, I can tell you, very creative. Assists, scores goals, scores corner kicks. You can get it everything from him. Now, I think we've almost looked at all the categories, but there's one now that is not related to matters on the pitch.
a new creation.
Yeah, so Federation of the Year, African Federation of the Year, it went to where CAF headquarters are, where the host of these awards were, and that is the Egypt. Egypt got it. Why? Is there any reason as to why Egypt would be awarded the best federation of 2019, Timothy?
Well, I've not yet got the prerequisite that were used to come up with the choice, but
Egypt did
if
not
we are
win the AFCON.
If we are looking,
They
but
did not win the.
But there's argument.
What is telling about the Egyptian Federation?
Yeah.
If you are going to choose the best federation on the African continent, one, on short notice, they raised their hand to say,
that's where I'm going to.
We can host the AFCON.
Okay.
Yeah,
the
that's
expanded AFCON.
Yeah.
For me, that is key.
Yeah.
When we are coming to say,
Yes.
okay, this is the best federation. Yes, we have not had financial issues with the Egyptian FA. They have hosted the CAF Federation for so many years. So if there is any federation that can be given a token of appreciation by giving it an award, it should be the Egyptian Federation.
Yeah.
So why can't we have a situation where we say this is the presidential award? Maybe something like that.
True.
Because if you talk about the best federation, it's difficult as to
to
best
put
which way.
Maybe-
So maybe a token of appreciation.
Yeah, sure.
Instead of calling it the best federation,
yeah.
because you might argue, Craig Tiaf, and say the best federation is the one that had the nation that won the AFCON.
Yeah.
So you might argue in that way. So maybe CAF, you might need to tell us the presidential award, because this is a special award.
For them.
For that particular reason that you delivered the AFCON, the hosting.
But once you mention the best federation, then you are excluding the presidential award. Because once you say best federation, we are seeing a scenario where you are creating an award for the best federation going forward.
But should we have
But
one?
I think
should we have the best federation?
We shouldn't. Because that is mandatory to have a best run federation. It's mandatory.
Why must we have a best federation?
But now, when we have the best federation now, it brings question marks to the leadership of Ahmad. Because we're always having problems with him as the CAF leader.
Imagine FIFA having the best confederation. Where is CAF going to be?
I just feel like maybe
if they to vote.
Yeah, it's true.
Where is CAF going to be?
For this award,
6 confederations.
CAF is going to be somewhere else.
So I don't see any sense in actually
Elasto,
having the category of the best federation.
There's something that doesn't meet the eye, and I think they are trying to smooth this war between Morocco and Egypt.
No, for them,
awarding Egypt as the best federation. There's something more we are going to find out as time goes on.
No, they deserve. they deserve something in terms of
No.
boasting on a short note.
that's-
That's what. But now they need to create that award for
it should
in
be a
terms of that,
presidential
for
award.
that
Yes.
purpose. No, not
It
for
should
the.
be a presidential award.
That's what I'm saying. That for me, I'm not sure if you agree with me.
You're
our
missing
listeners.
the other argument. I don't know. You have it
Yes.
there. The women team of the year, Cameroon.
Yes.
No.
yes.
That one I disagree.
Oh, okay. Yes. I think,
That
yeah.
one I disagree
Why would you disagree?
because Cameroon came third in the AFCON
No,
2018. Yeah, I mean,
yes, it,
South
does,
Africa.
it doesn't.
No,
You know,
Yeah.
you know the prerequisite for
No.
the team. For the team,
Okay.
remember, maiden.
Who was it? No. Finals.
Maiden.
The best teams are the ones that play the finals.
Those are the best.
South Africa,
Yeah.
and the other, the other one. I don't want to say it. I just don't want to say the other one. So, for me, my argument should have been South Africa.
Should have missed that.
Yeah, I think because South Africa they got to the finals and with
Yeah,
this.
but if you look at it again, is there no an obvious link between coach of the year
Yeah.
and team of the year? Would you separate the two?
It will be difficult to separate the two.
Because
Honestly
why
speaking.
would
Because
you
if
give
if
the South African coach of
Of
the
the
year
year and now
but the
give
team-
Cameroon you give Cameroon.
Yeah.
That's what my argument here because the coach of the
How
year,
is that possible?
the coach of the year deserve to be because he's coaching that team, and they give him the coach of the year because the team make the coach in terms of how they play and how you see. So South Africa, for me personally, I think South Africa deserve that award.
Yeah,
not Cameroon.
I think it should be in line with that coach
Yeah.
of the unless again we might need more elaboration as to this women's team of the year. Because is it only the senior team? Because you might have junior teams as well.
No, it's just only that senior
only
team.
the
Yeah,
senior
the
team.
senior team in that tournament.
Yeah, some of these categories are indeed.
So if Desiree is having that award, the national team should go
should
hand
be
to hand.
obvious.
Yeah.
Yes.
Banyana,
All right.
Banyana.
Tell
Yeah.
us what you think, our listeners. Hashtag Frun Sports as we debate these issues. Looking at the team of the year, Greg Tiaf just brought it in, but we were also discussing the issue of the Federation of the Year.
Yeah.
Tell us your thoughts on that. That really do we need to have such kind of a category? Exactly what is the criteria that would end up determining as to the eventual winner? Yes, we understand. We know that Egypt really at a very, very short notice were able to deliver a fantastic AFCON 2019. But yeah, they were also, one might argue that look at the winners, they should be also credited. That is Algeria. Their federation did well to prepare a team that ended up winning AFCON. So we don't know whether this Federation of the Year, it is football related or maybe administratively. I think we might need a lot of clarity regarding that. There's also, I think, President of the Year. It was given to Mazembe President Moise Katumbi, Club President
That-
of the Year.
I
Do we
think
need
that- no,
that category as well?
I think that one is just maybe talk of appreciation
Again,
for you, just to
so
say
these are
you-
token of appreciation.
Yeah.
Not necessarily that
No.
you were picked team
No.
amongst
See-
I don't know how many clubs
You see,
are in
Yeah.
Africa.
You see, Lester, this is the problem when you
Club
want to.
President of the Year.
This is the problem when you want to make wholesale changes because you are the new leader.
Mm.
Because these awards were not there before. So you are trying to create new scenarios where you can
Yeah.
do this. Because we are talking a situation where you're saying club president
Yeah.
of the year. Yes, he has been very great to TP Mazembe,
Yeah.
given the conditions
Yeah.
under which he operates in DRC Congo. But there are other clubs equally that have got great presidents that
Yeah.
are
Yes.
operating. So
Mamelodi
if
Sundowns.
you want to make mention of a contribution of a president or a club,
Yeah.
as the federation president, you can make that as a recognition
Yeah.
award on your behalf. As a CAF president, I'm
Say,
recognizing
yeah.
the contribution
You have done
of
the
the Sundowns
contribution you have
president,
done in the circle,
Sepi, Moise, because there are many,
Yeah.
the likes of,
So these are kind of special awards.
Yeah.
they should be.
That can be there just to recognize.
Yeah.
Maybe in that year there's
Exactly.
something that
Special.
happened at TP Mazembe.
Yeah.
Because
And you just have, but to say president of
because-
the year as if they were contesting, as if all these presidents were in competition.
It's as if they are in competition.
Yes.
That's what you're
Yeah.
trying to create.
Yeah.
What about the former president that have made great contribution?
No, the award is just- it's a new award now.
President
Yeah.
And
Is it-
everything like. So
It's a new award now, but they need to create a special name and say no. This one is a personal one from we CAF. We are recognizing you because you have done so. You have contributed a lot for in terms of the Champions League, in terms of how you run your team, and this award for you we appreciate, and this is for you.
They are ill-advised awards. This one.
Yeah, because I think we're just being puzzled there with these awards that. Because the awards, if you look at football related, it's competitive in nature. Football itself, we are competing. So for these presidents to be given President of the Year, I don't know, maybe we're getting it wrong somewhere. You can help us there. You who's listening at home, hashtag Frun Sport, of course. As we continue with our discussion, we would like to hear from you now. We were discussing the awards. I think the final one was now that one where we saw the CAF 11, the CAF best 11. Gentlemen, any queries, any omissions?
A big
query.
There
you are. Oh, Nigerians are not there.
You can't imagine. You have a best
Nigerian there.
Where? How is it possible?
Which Nigerian was supposed to be there?
My argument is, I don't know where you're gonna put them in.
Yes, which Nigerian?
Igalo. For me, Igalo deserved to be there. Why? Because he was the top scorer for the qualifiers, top scorer in the AFCON proper. Aubameyang out.
Okay.
That's my own.
In your opinion.
In your opinion.
Okay.
And the other one was Ndidi. I don't know who you're going to take out from that team, but Ndidi.
No, you should be able to.
No. I don't know. You should
be able to.
No, can't. Because the other argument is people vote for this thing. So sometimes the players, they're the one that voted for this thing.
No, but for this platform, we want to analyze those votes so that next time they must maybe listen to this show before they go and vote. We want to understand their thought process, why they came out, why they omitted the likes of Didi. Yeah, again, Tim, if you look at it, this maybe before we come to Greg Itafia, for you, if you were to be asked and say, give us a criteria for Africa's best 11 in that particular calendar year, what would that be?
For me,
what would determine those 11 players? What is it that you
for Africa?
For
Africa,
it doesn't matter, and I'll tell you why. Because when you have got a son of the soil playing in Europe, so talented, but he doesn't have teammates who can help him make the squad to the AFCON, then it becomes a problem.
Okay, but that's one point taken out from you. So it's not our problem.
No, it's not. Otherwise, we would not be having Messi being the World Player of the Year. So we have to consider players who may not even have qualified to play on the grand piece. That's the AFCON. But you will find that their contribution in the qualifiers single-handedly, their contribution in club football, they can still make the squad.
No, Mr. Tim, you're telling me that if the team don't qualify to AFCON, we still put him in that category. What I'm trying to say,
we are saying his performance over the year.
Yeah, my argument: Gabon never qualified.
Yeah.
Aubameyang was top scorer in Europe in EPL.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the only place you can really stand. Igalo. Qualifiers, it was a top scorer, and the proper AFCON. I think he has 2 points. For there, he has 2 points because he was there in the proper tournament, and the qualifiers. He took Nigeria single-handedly.
But you understand? Apart from the fact that
that's my argument.
Apart from the fact saying that he was the top scorer and everything like that, but we are having 3 players.
Okay.
EPL top scorers.
Yeah.
So you are bringing the top scorer in the qualifiers vis-a-vis.
Don't forget, in China he was the second top scorer.
No.
Yeah, compared now.
Yeah.
No, but it's a tricky one. It's a catch-22.
Yeah.
And I hear both of you, which is great because you make very interesting arguments. Where you look at now, this top scorer, Aubameyang, for example, I think is the one, is a bone of contention here. As to how now do you compare him with Igalo, who was the top scorer in the qualifiers? He honored the collapse. He came Aubameyang. hesitant.
Yeah.
Did not
And
actually
qualify.
He didn't want to come and play.
Yeah.
He had issues and so forth. And that for me as well, it's a problem.
Yeah.
Where someone is not committed, dedicated to his nation.
Yeah.
He is in and about.
Yeah.
And he's those kind of players like your Kevin
Boateng, yeah.
that want to come when
The
it's
World Cup.
tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think those need to be taken into consideration.
Thank you.
Yes.
Because you cannot because we need to encourage players to
come
come and
to the
play
AFCON, yeah.
for their national teams.
It's like a World Cup for us.
Elasto,
Yes.
I hear you.
Yes.
But we're talking about the best talent on the African continent. And given the fact that we're not coming from the same family, we're going to have to manage some disciplinary issues. And we have got Aubameyang as one of the case. Now, we are looking at the talent at our disposal. We have got Aubameyang. We have got Sadio Mane. We have got Mohamed Salah also having issues with his federation.
But he comes to play for the national team.
But these are great. Listen, these are great talents. Now, if we are looking at the best 11, African best 11, if we're going to use disciplinary issues to make choice, then we're going to have to eliminate a few. If you're going to look at the league where they are playing, we're going to have to eliminate a few. But now we have got great talent. Igalo, he scores the goals. Take nothing away from him. We have got Aubameyang. He didn't go to the World Cup. Igalo went to the World Cup. We have got Mohamed
AFCON too. Don't forget to put AFCON.
Even AFCON.
Yeah.
But we're saying we're looking for the best talent to
In
represent-
Africa, the CAF Award.
to represent. No, we are.
Mr. Team, who do you put, Igalo or Aubameyang?
I'll put Aubameyang.
Why? For why? Why?
No, he said
No,
why.
you asked me a
He's-
question.
No,
Who
he's
would you
answered.
put?
He's answered.
I put Igalo.
Sir,
My
put
reason
Aubameyang.
why.
That's what I'm saying. That
Okay.
both of you.
No, you can't put
Very
Aubameyang.
interesting. I can
Mr.
tell you,
Lasto,
very
Mr.
interesting
Lasto, my
argument.
You
argument.
shouldn't have asked me that question.
His
If you want to
argument,
choose for
his
me.
argument there.
Yes.
Aubameyang tick there
Yes.
is the top scorer of the
Yeah,
EPL.
he's got one.
That's one.
Not one.
Igalo, what?
He was also the top scorer for his country.
His country. We're talking about top scorer in AFCON qualifiers.
No, he didn't
The
qualify.
whole no.
Okay.
So
No, he
you
didn't
take out the
qualify
first.
for the AFCON.
No, I think if we look at the two,
Yeah.
the only thing that you would say that would work in the favor of Aubameyang,
Yeah.
it is being a top scorer at Arsenal.
Okay.
But remember, for me personally, I would say that we also need to a little bit streamline it to it's a CAF award.
Thank you.
Yeah.
These are CAF awards.
Yeah.
So I think there should be more influence, more.
What you have
Africa.
contributed? Yeah. What you have contributed
On
in
the
the
global
country?
arena now,
Yeah.
you might say that look, let's look at now maybe isolate that performance in Europe.
Yeah.
But if you look at Igalo, I would agree more on you to say that you can't be the top scorer of the tournament, top scorer in the qualifiers,
And you
because
cannot make
that,
it-
that on itself is very difficult.
Thank you.
To do that. So
And don't forget 24 countries,
And so-
not 16, 24. 24. Just put it there, 24. Just on record.
I think
Tell us.
it's very important now
Yeah.
to consider the best 18.
No, not 18. Best 11. No, 11. 11 is okay.
No, so that
11 is okay.
We can have
No, you
some
can't put
contentious issues
Aubameyang in the bench.
on the bench.
All right, gentlemen, I think we've dealt with the issue of Aubameyang and Igalo. But now looking at Ndidi,
Yeah.
let's look at Ndidi. Many felt that he's supposed to be on this.
You see-
this midfield.
Yeah. In it, you have, okay, for my argument,
Because
is
you've got the
game.
likes of Idris Gueye,
Yeah, Egypt.
you've got the likes of Riyad Mahrez,
Hakim.
Hakim.
No.
Ziyech.
For me, you take out Idris Gueye. Idris Gueye, he did well with Everton before he went to PSG.
Yes.
PSG right now, he only make how many appearances? 11,
Yes.
if I'm not mistaken. Indeed, when you talk about Leicester, he just got injured now at training day before yesterday. When you talk about Leicester and where they are now,
Yes.
and where they're coming from,
They can't function
without Ndidi. And he went to the AFCON, which for me, okay, Nigeria didn't go far,
Yes.
but he contributed a lot in AFCON there. So I just feel Ndidi should be there. Who you take out there is not my business, but you have to. But he has to be in that. He has to be in that. He has to be in that 11.
You see, that's the problem.
Indeed,
No, that's the problem.
I don't know who you're gonna take out.
No, Itafia, that's the
You
problem.
can't have best
You should-
18. You
But,
must have best 11.
Itafia, it's
Indeed,
very-
he must be
Itafia,
there.
It's very important to give a solution that is very complete. So if you're gonna have indeed in there,
Take Gay out.
you need to
Idris
take out
Gueye.
one.
Idris Gueye must go out there.
You should be an accomplished doctor. Don't
No,
have
but two people, the two people for me, last the two people, not because they're Nigerian, and not because my argument is what they have done. You understand? Because the same thing was Tim is saying, and he's talking about Aubameyang, what he has contributed in terms of Arsenal, being the captain and the top scorer.
true.
You know, Ndidi and Gallo. I mean, they at least put them there. Who you take out? That's not my business. But,
Right,
but put them
says, who you take out, that's not my business. Tell us what you think as well at home. Looking at some of the players that could have been in this best 11. But for me, yes, there must be that perspective, that aspect of more leaning towards that contribution on the continent, especially in that year when there was the AFCON and you're looking at the qualifiers. That for me counts a lot. But not taking anything away as well from the performance of Aubameyang, raising that flag very, very high for Africa. It's not a small feat to be the top scorer in the Barclays Premier League. Gentlemen, I think we've spoken a lot about the awards. I can tell you, hopefully those that would be able to cast the votes next year, I'm sure they can just take a view of this show. It might help a lot. Now, turning off attention, gentlemen, to Ghana. Kate Okraku, I can tell you, and changes, massive changes, dismantling, dissolving team, all the coaches of the national teams. Was it a surprise for a new man in charge to come in, announce his arrival, bring the people that he wants? I think it's common that a new leader would come and make such kind of changes.
I would call it a sudden purge that is taking place in the Ghanaian football. Yes, Ghana football has been going through transformation. From the normalization committee, we all know what transpired after the documentary that Anand Anas, involving the head of state disbanding the whole federation.
Yes.
What happened to Nyatachi? So we had a new administration of Kat Okrako.
Yes.
So the National Executive Committee did make a decision that Ghana as a footballing nation, they have not performed as expected. So as the new leadership, they have decided to go off board, and all coaches, all the technical team on all levels, men, women, underage groups, all have no jobs at this moment. They are all what they didn't indicate. They didn't indicate whether they can reapply. So they have said we are not interested. So they have been a little bit coy as the way forward, how they're going to make this rebuilding. Yes, they do believe that they're a great footballing nation. We had the servant of the Ghanaian football, that is Apia, as a coach. His contract coming to an end on 31st December, which was not renewed. There was no indication whatsoever. Rumors had it that yes, he had the ear of the government, that is always forcing his way on to be on the team. So the president of the nation decided that he would not make any mention of what should be done, because that may influence either the federation or the government, the Minister of Youth and Sports, on who should be appointed. But for me, looking forward, I think it is sad, the trend of football that has happened in Ghana. They have been 3 times, I think, on the AFCON finals, losing. Since 1982, they have not been able to win another trophy. So that 5th trophy is eluding them. And I think their performance in 2019 AFCON, I think, was the worst performance of the Black Stars ever. And I think that calls for retrospective.
No, but Timothy, for me, I think Apia, you cannot just. I mean, you're talking about present now, and with the new FA coming in, they should give him a chance, because right now Ghana is on top of their group, which is the Group C here, if I'm not mistaken. They're on top of their group, and Apia is doing very well. I just feel like it's just it's a rational decision they're taking now. Talking about the whole national team, you cannot. I mean, you come in, you need to give people chance, because you haven't worked with them before. Yes, you need to give them chance for them to prove themselves. And right now, Apia is doing well with the senior national team.
When Tiaf uses the word "give people a chance," I've got a problem with that statement.
If you're coming as a new regime, I'm talking about you're coming as a new regime, you cannot judge them with their past past results in terms of you're not there, because now you come as a new FA. What they're presenting to you now is good result, but in terms of the top of their log. The next game is going to be in August. So why you want to take them out now?
But
And all of them.
The new regime is not lost to the fact that they have been following the happenings of the national team.
What I'm trying to say, Mr. T,
Part and parcel,
you are the president now.
They have been delegates even before they became into the leadership of football.
Yeah.
So it's just changing leadership roles.
Thank you.
So the call, I think they have had a thought. Remember why I call it a purge. A sudden purge into the administration of the country. It's because they have been part and parcel of all the regimes that have been there before. So there is a reason why they are looking at this purging. Maybe you remember they are having football squabbles. You have got Nyatachi group. And he's still in there. So Kat Okrako is saying we need a new change. Now that new change, we shall be able to tell if it's going to affect the qualification. We don't know until now. Now, yes, they are sitting pretty. They are sitting on top. But they are saying we have got time. We can make our decision to transform.
So how are you sure? How are you sure?
Remember, they need to avoid the Nigeria scenario where where Nigeria waits for the finished product that is playing in Europe. They bring to play for the national team. You're talking about
the players
They want
now.
to develop.
No,
through.
Ghana cannot do with their international players in terms of the players that play overseas. They produce more local players those days, but most of the time, Ghana, Nigeria, Cameroon, they always depends on international players playing overseas. But what I'm trying to say, as a FA chairman that comes new, you need to.
So you are saying that the president in this time, you are supposed to give an opportunity to the new. But no, the question is now. I've heard you guys. Now, who becomes the next coach? A decision has been made. The question is, as usual,
who
local or foreign? Yes, I was just reading this report. The minister of foreign affairs in Ghana saying that we should look at a foreign coach. He's a foreign minister, I think that's why he says. He says we should look at a foreign coach because now the reason Craig Itafia gives is that because foreign based players cannot respect a local coach. Is that true?
It cannot be true when we have got the AFCON champions.
It's not true. But you see,
so this man,
they just think that way. They think that way, and that's what they're putting.
This argument has been there
for a long time.
Some people believe in it that a local coach cannot be respected by a foreign-based player.
Actually, Elasto, they perpetuate that kind of behavior, and that's why
they are the one giving the local.
You have a president appointing the captain for the Black Stars. When the
coach
has made a decision.
So it's not the players. It's not the
players.
They're not respecting local coaches.
That's the saying that no, this was a local coach.
And that's why you have a foreign coach coming, whether they have got him. Some of them, their accreditations are questionable. They come, they ask for any amount of money.
But you see, for me, Ghana have a lot.
For me, I would say it's a wrong precedent. Because from Apia, if given the support that's given to the coach, he has always performed over and above.
Mr. Tim, that's what you're talking about now. The same thing I'm talking about the president, Mr. Lasto. I'm talking about Mr. Tim now. The same question you asked before. The president now giving Apia support. You're on top of the log in the qualifiers now. The next game is going to be in August. What's the rush? Because who you are bringing in now, you don't know. The same thing with the local coach and the foreign coach. We have this argument in Nigeria. They used to say, the likes of Keshi, the likes of Samson Siasia, Sondolise. These players respect them. Depends on who you are. If you play the game, I think you deserve a respect. But when the administration trying to poison the players and say that no, the foreign coach are more better, looking inferior to the local one, that's where the argument is. And now it becomes a little bit of confusion. There's a little confusion. That's where the national teams don't do well.
Look, there's a mental problem on the African continent, and these are federation presidents. It starts with the local rivalries in club football. When it comes to local football, there's that rivalry that is so intense. So most officials think that just to keep the unity away from the club rivalries, a foreign coach will do better. But I think it's a misconceived idea. We have got the reigning African Cup of Nations winner is a local coach.
I think this foreign minister is out of order in saying what he's saying, but it's not surprising. This is how our administrators think. They think the players are going to respect
the other team
that is coming.
And the other team, don't forget,
continent.
sometimes the court from the agents.
That court continent. All right,
the cuts from the agents, they get something from there.
Yeah, let's leave this minister. I can tell you, when the very same Kwesa Pia put his foot down regarding the captains. Yes, he was strong about who he wanted to be the captain.
Yeah.
But the president came in and tried to change things and so forth.
Yeah.
And said, we know you, please just listen with us.
Yeah,
but if it was a coach from Europe,
yeah,
they wouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
They would have said the coach is strong. Let's respect the coach. Let's leave the minister.
And you should forgive this minister.
No, this minister is completely out of order.
It's coming from the wrong portfolio.
Yeah,
it's not a minister of youth and sports.
Yeah,
It's the wrong portfolio.
Whatever portfolio that is heading. No, gentlemen, now looking at this issue of we have to now look at Kaizer Chiefs that were celebrating their 50th anniversary. Kaizer Chiefs achievements in the last 50 years.
Yeah.
The team has been a trendsetter. The club has done well. They are well known on the continent. They've done very well in terms of their marketing. Not so much trophies, yes, on the continent. I think there's one, the Mandela Cup, that they won. Forever, well supported. You would argue that one of the most supported side in South Africa. Celebrating in style against you. But just looking at the club overall, Greg Tiaf, massive club.
It's an institution.
Really.
It's a
it
big
doesn't matter
institution.
where they are in terms of
the league
form, log standings and what. But forever supported these Kaizer Chiefs.
I just feel one of the biggest things that happened yesterday, for them to celebrate their 50th birthday, and that cake is big. Mr. T could have get some cuts there. You're in the stadium.
You see the adage that you cannot have your cake and eat it. They ate their cake and eventually ate Highlands Park.
I think it was a way they deserve celebration for them, and wish them more, in terms of more celebration. I just feel it's a big club, in terms of not certain region alone, in terms of massive brand in the whole Africa, and I wish them well going forward.
Wish them well. Timothy, your take on this big club? I don't know how you look at it in terms of big, but look, I think they've done well.
One of the South
Cup Kings at some stage. You look at the fans, the following.
I'm sure the three of us, we have all played against them.
Yes.
And we can bear witness.
Yes, it's not nice.
To the fan base, wherever they are, irrespective of the province. One of the South Africa's oldest and most followed football club. For me, their slogan is what stands out. Love and peace. The club was, remember, the chairman was a former player of Orlando Pirates.
Yes.
A club formed out of the scrambles and divisions that took place in Orlando Pirates. The expulsion of 3 players from Orlando Pirates gave birth to Kaizer Chiefs. We have had the chairman who played his football in US. US. We are looking at a club chairman who started a club at the age of 26. And today we are celebrating 50 years. And his voice on football circles, if you look at the management, the organization of the club, if you look at the players who have transited through football on the African continent, there is no one on African continent, let alone South Africa, who doesn't support Kaizer Chiefs. I played for Bloemfontein Celtic. When we were playing Kaizer Chiefs, the Celtic fans would testify and say, listen, I support Kaizer Chiefs. I don't mind who wins today. So such is the following. A club chairman who did preach love and peace, the slogan for Amakosi. And today we can testify that today in the whole world, it's only in South African football where opposing fans can sit together and support their respective clubs. For me, it's a massive, massive institution, and I pray that the leadership expressed now can continue for a long, long time to come.
We wish you many more, Kaizer Chiefs Football Club. Definitely a club that has been exemplary, trendsetters that have done very, very well, both on the field and off it as well. We've come to the end of our show. This is African Football. Hopefully that you have enjoyed the show wherever you are, that you've been listening from. Let me take this opportunity as well to thank my guest, Craig Tiaf. Thank you, Timothy Batabaire.
Thanks, Mr. Elasto.
Elasto Capoeja, wishing you all the best. Stay tuned to This is African Football. Good night.
Good night.